And remember, that is exactly what he was being told by the former president in 2018 when he went to Tanga. We were in that camp, right? And he was being told there's no campaign. And he moved across the whole country, doing marches, churches, literally campaigning for 2022. So now the shoe is on the other leg. Eh? He's now to tell the other people don't campaign because he's the president. But he's doing the same. So there's no fear. Let people organize themselves, because the situation that happened, especially last year, with the impeachment of the deputy president, clearly, he is the one who set the mood for our campaigns. Because the moment he kicked out the deputy president, he has followers. He had to go out and begin re-strategizing. Remember what happened in 2005? We were in this country after the failed referendum, right? When the president then, Mwai Kibaki, dissolved the whole cabinet. And many of them were left out. They began strategizing for 2007. And you remember the repercussions. So what has happened now, out of his own action, less than 2 years into election, he did what he did. Of course, it was a shock to many people. Many people who are followers of the second deputy president were shocked. And so they are reorganizing and they are planning. Very, very strongly so. But let me come to this issue of the speech in Northeastern. Now remember, two things happened yesterday. Immediately, there's this executive order that all you guys for 60 years, what you have been doing is wrong. So in short, all the other presidents, like from the first president, the second president, that president, fourth president, didn't know. They had no idea this issue of IDs. Now we have a president who understands that there is some separation in all this time. Now that already is a problem. And I want to say that in passing. The problem in Africa is that we don't have systems and structures. We don't value them. We don't have them so that they don't affect us. We change things depending on the circumstances. There is a reason why, right from the first president, they have been doing some minimal. And let me put it this way. There's nothing like what you would call vetting like it's a war. It is minimal to say, you are whose father, whose grandfather, where do you stay? That's a very simple question to be asked. Now, yesterday, as I was preparing to come for this show, I got a call from a friend of mine, the neighbor of Kimana, the neighbor to Tanzania at Namanga border. It happens even today. You ask simple questions because there's a lot of trans because of the border. And you ask, okay, you want an ID. It's okay, a very simple thing with the chief. You are whose father, whose grandfather. Okay, I know. It's a very simple thing. If you live there, everybody knows the other. That is what has been happening in Northeastern, and that's what happens in other border places. Why suddenly there is a big rush to go and freeze that in one region, yet it is going on in other areas? It's very suspect. People it has been in the streets here, people talking about it. Now it is very clear that we didn't know it is a policy from the system to open up influx of people we are not sure are Kenyans, to get IDs without vetting, so that now the numbers that got lost from Mount Kenya, because Mount Kenya is gone and gone forever, we can try to get them from Northeastern. And that's why Aden Duale didn't miss his words. Immediately, you can see, it was very open. He didn't miss. He came out and said, we can assure you, we are going to have millions and millions of votes in 27. Meaning, the IDs are coming, voter registration comes, the numbers come. The question is, are we going to destroy a country? 60 years, something we have done because of elections of one time. What happens? After that, we have no control. So it is very dangerous. It is extremely bad. And we may decide for the sovereignty of this nation, Fred, to go and stop that in court. We may do that, because you cannot come and tell us 60 years, all the presidents, governments that have been in Kenya have been doing this because of ABCD. You come quickly, and because you want to run away. And this is not fair. Let me tell you something. If you had a pact with Mount Kenya and there are issues, go back and tell them what happened. You can't run away. Begin mobilizing people against one region. It will not going to work, because let me tell you what happens, Fred. The moment you do that, and this post with the people you have mentioned here, what happens? The region becomes more strong. Now, the people who see Mount Kenya is being sidelined, remember the 41 against 1. It was said in a presidential function, right? The other communities, you may think you are sidelining the Mount Kenya region, but other communities will feel there is a problem, and they'll come and say, we don't want to go that direction, because the Mount Kenya, for once, they decided we are not going to start with our own. They voted for somebody else. Other communities are seeing that. So you may think you want to sideline one, go and cause an irregularity, get influx of people we don't know to come and get ideas because of elections. You are messing up the entire core of a nation.
Right.
It's very dangerous.
And this because you just quoted a CS. Yes. Are you going to say, Bwana Sosion, that we ignore even the sentiments by CS Duale about how big the population is when you have another senior government official doing the same?
Before I comment on Duales, I think it is